Hi, this is Beverly Ann Freeman from Cuba Clinic, and this video is talking about complementary therapies and cancer. So let's talk about education, because education really is the first step when you are dealing with anything. Educate yourself. Go out and find out exactly what it is you're dealing with. Do not rely on what other people tell you. And most importantly, I think be intuitive with that information, and the information that sits well with you, the research that sits well with you, that's what you should digest, because I do believe our intuition is very strong, particularly when we're dealing with illness. So we're going to start by talking about healthy cells. So healthy cells have something called mitochondria. These are tiny structures inside the cells that act like little power stations. So when we have a healthy cell, mitochondria uses oxygen to use all the food that we eat and turn it into energy. This energy unit is called ATP. The process of this, of using our food and turning it into energy in the cell, is called oxidative respiration. It's a clean, efficient, and organized and regulated way that cells work. When we've got healthy cells, they know exactly when to grow, they know exactly when to rest, and they know when it's time for them to die. So, in short, healthy cells rely on oxygen and functioning mitochondria for energy. And this is what creates a healthy body. What goes wrong in cancer cells is that cancer begins when mitochondria in the cell becomes damaged. And the damage occurs through things like toxins, chronic inflammation, radiation, viruses, and an unhealthy diet. Once damaged, mitochondria can no longer use oxygen efficiently. So these cells are then forced to switch to a primitive backup energy system. And this is a fermentation process using glucose and glutamine without oxygen. So this process is very similar to yeast fermenting in sugar. So what happens is cancer cells survive when the metabolic disease occurs. And cancer cells thrive on sugar, they prefer a low oxygen environment, and they cannot function well when energy sources are restricted. So the key difference between a healthy cell and a cancer cell is healthy cells use oxygen, they depend on healthy mitochondria, they produce clean energy, and they self-regulate growth. Cancer cells do not need oxygen to survive. They've got damaged mitochondria, and they use energy inefficiently. They also grow uncontrollably. So what can we do to starve cancer cells? Because if we starve cancer cells, we're going to reduce the amount of growth. So one of the things that we can do is we can increase oxygen in our body. This is why hyperbaric oxygen is one of the most effective treatments for cancer, because what it does is it helps our healthy cells to thrive, reduce glucose and glutamine in the body, and support mitochondrial health. And this creates a very unfriendly cancer cell environment. So I suggest that if you are dealing with this, or you're looking after somebody who's dealing with this, or you've got somebody close to you who is working with cancer and is suffering at the moment and is definitely go out there. There's so much information available to educate yourself on what you are dealing with. And I'm going to be doing some more videos to just show a little bit of research, to show some studies that have been done, and to give you information so that you can make decisions about your health and your life. I'm going to also put some links to some YouTube videos with this video, so that if you are interested, you can always jump on and have a look at more information.